Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. If you are looking on how to repair or replace the coils and plugs on spark plugs and spark coils on a 2010 and I think it's 2010 to 2014 era Subaru Outback, it might be 2010 to 2017 era Subaru Outback. I have just done it on my 3.6 liter, my H6 2010 model. The H4 is actually very similar. Both of these cars here I'll show you use the boxer engine. In this case, the H6 and the H4, it ends up with the spark plugs always being on the side of the vehicle. So you can see one there, one here, and one all the way back there, right? And they're mirrored on the opposite side. You can't really see it right now because I just finished the repair, but you have this, this kicker plate right here that needs to be removed. And if you look way down in there, you can see the coil packs right there. So just for anybody who hasn't seen these kinds of things before, or knows what spark plugs are, coils are an alternate to wires. So instead of doing the distributor cap and then the wires leading off of that to each spark plug, they put coil packs on it. They tend to be more expensive than spark plug wires. I don't know why they did it. I'm assuming it's probably some sort of reliability thing or whatever. In any case, the reason I did a video is, one, to show where these are on both sides of the car over there, and two, to talk a little bit about it, because the first time I did this, I actually ended up ripping some wires out because I was very frustrated. This is the second time I have changed the spark plugs on this vehicle. This repair takes anywhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours per side. So if you're doing the H6, always just keep in mind that you need to budget that time, and it really does. On the passenger side of the vehicle, you need to remove the airbox. You don't need to disconnect this, but you definitely need to remove the full airbox here in order to access it. And on the right, it's just the battery needs to come out. You can see my battery over there. So you need to do that in order to access it. Beyond that, the tools are actually relatively simple. You will need a 12 millimeter socket. So your 12 millimeter right here. You will also need a 10 millimeter socket and an appropriate driver. In addition, you will need, as a minimum, a screwdriver. This is going to be absolutely necessary to remove the airplane clamp on the left side, but it's also really useful when doing this. Your standard spark plug socket, which is a 5/8 inch socket with a rubber ring to protect the spark plugs. Your replacement spark plugs, mine are over there, those are the old ones, they've all been done, and an associated set of coil packs. You can buy these in 6-packs on Amazon, they're pretty easy. And the last thing you need, where is it? There it is. You need a 3-inch expander. So the reason I'm doing this video, like I said, is it's very, very difficult, because if you take a look, and this is the hardest side in my opinion, you can see those three things, but you can also see that the frame of the vehicle lines up exactly on the other side, and there is no spacer hole, there's no nothing for you to get into, so you're just what you got to do is you're going to end up having to, if you're going for the full spark plugs, which I recommend doing, you're going to have to essentially build your socket in the thing. You'll get in once you get the coil removed, which is I think it's a 12 millimeter socket on the X. You just basically got to unscrew the bolt on each one and then pull it out. It's pretty easy. The first thing, well, actually, before I go into the spark plug, to remove the coil is always disconnect the coil wires first, because it's a space issue. You don't have to do it on that side. You definitely have to do it on this side. And then I moved them out of the way. It is a simple lift tab. Here, I'll pull this out. It's a simple lift tab on each of these things. You just lift that end out with a screwdriver. So if you get a flathead, you just pop it up and then push at the same time, and it'll come out nice and neat. Then you remove the 12 millimeter screw thing, and then you take these out. Now keep in mind, they do not come out nice and easy. There is like one geometric rotation that you can do in each case to pull it out. And then when you insert it, to get the coil plug back in, you're going to have to bend the flexible rubber portion into the hole so that you can get it in there, but there is enough space between the top of the plug, even between the frame and the back here, right? There is enough space between the top of the coil and the spark plug that you can align the tip. So you just need to get the rubber tip in and get it oriented, and you should be good. And so typically you're going to pull it out, slide it forward, tilt it, you know, here I'll grab it, do the mock orientation, because this is how I pulled wires. I got really frustrated trying to get these things out. And yeah, it definitely needs to get done. These are probably the original. So you're going to come in here, you're going to pull it out. It's going to come out like this in the little wheel well, and then you get about that much space. And if you go all the way back, you won't even have enough space to get in there with the thing. So you're going to have to work your way out, taking each of these out, and then you'll get this in. When you get done, you'll insert it here. You'll rotate it like this. You'll gate it, and then you'll basically come in. You'll take this rubber end right here, bend it inwards, and then once it's into the general area, you can align it, press it in, and then screw it in. And that's pretty easy. But the second thing that's difficult is when you're doing spark plugs. Spark plugs require you to build the removal tool within the well. You don't have enough space for, here we'll just do this as an orientation piece. Whoop, sorry. You definitely don't have enough orientation space to do this. You can usually get it in to these front two, but you will have to just basically turn around and get this piece in, curve that in. Once that's seated on the socket, then you go in and you stick this piece in, orient it to the hole, press it in. That's where the screwdriver becomes really useful. And finally, you're going to take your wrench and put the wrench in. When you're first in there, you can always have it all seated, but as you work your way towards the back, you're going to not want to have your wrench all the way in, because if you have your wrench all the way in, you won't have enough space for the wrench, plus the extender, plus the 5/8 piece in there, in order to back it all the way out, and then actually extract the wrench, and you won't have any rotational speed. So what you'll do is you'll put the very tip of your wrench head in, below the ball, the locking ball, and that should be what you need. I haven't done a video in a while. You know, I figure keep this short and sweet. I don't know, what's this at, 7 minutes? So that is the location, the techniques to remove it, the associated wiring, and the sockets. That's all you need to do. Again, budget probably about 2 hours per side. It'll take you about an hour once you get into it if you were to do this regularly. Like me, I have 2 of these vehicles. The H4 is a much smaller engine, so it's a lot easier to do, but on the H6, you are right up against the frame, and it's a massive pain in the butt. But good luck to all you guys. Don't curse too much. It's I did, and I ripped wires out. So I'm just showing you guys where everything is, because I had to figure this out by myself, and there weren't a lot of really good videos. Maybe there are now, but there weren't when I first did it several years ago. Good luck.